Marang ekoi accounts of the budget hai phel hore dum asidagi dum haurasi accounts of the budget ekoi na darkar tarisi karino hairagadi economic statement ma'am lay budget ki manung da economic statement ma'am lay kare expenditure da su makhan makhan aduga receipt da su makhan makhan yam lay hai bising doi koi study to da phajana study to yana ba hai dana hai economic statement chi magi similar oiba character ki matungina magi manaba character ki matungina grouping to wi and hai bani madu bi grouping do bani khoina accounts of the budget and hai se kenom ka hai gya noi kina pai reference book to the sometimes accounts of the budget sir under this accounts of the budget revenue sorry expenditure account and receive haidana khaidok pasu yaw bani yes but whatever I yoina masisna hena prefer to we either accounts of the budget ki makhada expenditure account receive account khaido ci capital account revenue account hena khaido ci it's either way it's okay so karamba capital account ki makhada expenditure account and receive account hai na leya revenue ki makhada so we have this expenditure and revenue receive hai na amung le karam ni economic statement bu capital ko bino either it may be expenditure or receive karam ba se capital ko bino hai ba tara di karigumba hai be economic statement do long term word ba like it happens once in a year not frequently every now and then to banataba if that happens in a once in a year I'm not saying once in a year, but not so frequently, then that is for long term. High economic transaction to the asset change economic overall asset change plus liability madu capital account revenue account have high economic transaction to short term economic transaction asset change later opposite capital opposite I give you the example of this capital account. Capital account key example of a P that is capital expenditure. We were saying that the amount of money that we spend on that is expenditure on construction of highway OBI. It may be highway OBI, not construction of dams, construction of factories. I'm just giving you an example. Masi expenditure ni capital expenditure. Expenditure ni have to maybe explain to ningai but expenditure do highway sabla live expenditure do capital kaushi karino hai bataragana because it fulfills the three condition means highway semu matam da chaliba government ki paisa se masi long term ni every now and then hapta puding sem ya banate chahi amata no phadok sem gi wani chahi da amtang sem baktan now capital receipt ki makhas this the loan se yesterday these are the tools that I gave you loan is a capital receipt. Government paisa phangba taragasu. Okay, government ne paisa di phangado ni mingon de World Bank ki pugera IMF ki pugera Manipur government paisa yam na pui atop international organization sing de ko Asian Development Bank ki paisa pui mayam na Manipur mayam tu aduna Manipur haisine Manipur government na paisa purure Puru paisa do madu long term haibadi every chahi puding tha puding pu ge habi yaroi next high pa paisa pu buduna man kanda Manipur ki asset change soidana lakani either it may be positive change or negative change loan puru raga paisa mangba mi su lei paisa he na tomba kanaba phangba mi su lei liability su lei gani marab di kaigna ta paisa puru ga nang interest pi da yaroi paisa do sing da yaroi paisa sing da di lots of complication so liabilities so machine but first let's try to finish this revenue key side simulation after that we will come to the other examples revenue expenditure se nasai khoina hek hobu de sungarang su haiba revenue haibadi it is just opposite to the capital there is high economic transaction so it should be short term economic transaction every now and then mangasai na to kamai to gibno chahi amda amuktan to hai gibani adamuki revenue the high say it happens every now and then ngasi to ba hayim to like that every now and then it happens aduna every now and then to ba expenditure government ne paisa se spend to ba government is going to spend money to ba bu high ba spend to ba paisa ja it is short term every now and then to expenditure se kai uitui no plus government ki asset change ke su thoidong na laitaba, nothing change. At the same time there is no liability su laitaba. Adudi moreover, can you guess which expenditure of the government I'm talking about? I mean, when I say revenue expenditure, I'm saying that it is a short-term transaction and it does not lead to the change in asset the change came to Toro. At the same time, there will be no liability should lay in a high. Adudi, what kind of expenditure it is? Can you guess? Just tell me here. Sophia, I don't know, just guess out loud so we should guide it. Government expenditure. Yes. Moreover, salary people say government of India or government Manipur. Let's say that government of India, because we are talking about India national level higher. Government of India na magi salary people, magi employees in the salary people. Masija, it comes under the expenditure of the government. No doubt about that. Government, let's say that I'm the government, you guys are the employees. Aina tha se lorak to matamda noida aina salary se noigi account kenu to hapak pu matamda. That is expenditure of mine. I expenditure ni have the kind to chinga like high expenditure do every tha khuding pi ga to like every tha amadi le pasi kai bi ya ko na te no. Hoi Manipur government gumba pasa pai da basida khara thengna phangbi ai tawdu tolop thenga sigi thagu mari sigi pi na roi to ani ka haiba kasu ya ba hongna te aduna salary which is paid every year hai every month khuding piba government piba salary to each employee. It's a kind of expenditure, and to be specific, this is a revenue expenditure tawdu Sophia Sophia da yare the Brennan series to you short term have to mati yare asset to change to they have a say must yaling bra government aina nangonda nangi salary period tha se loislapum matamda salary period matungda aingonda asset change kain da tawde haidi mangsu mangde tongsu tongde haibu tare ne madu karam haina. How I'm saying this, how Brennan aina haidi se kai kino kam haina no how I'm saying this hariya okay ke ko I say government ni noina government employee ni revenue ki da aina haibasi asset change kain ta leiroi haina haibani aina government aina nangonda nang se thalo rakpa matamda ai gi employee oibagi nang gi government gi employee oibagi salary se aina nangonda salary se pire salary se aina nangonda pithokra matungda ai government aingonda national level aingonda ne mang balaite tung balaite sinida. There is no change in asset, it remains as it is. Khangabra why or how khangre no atumati natte anjule ta hero mi guding halle ni kamai do ba mun to ai nai se government na salary piba matamda government na magi employee da salary piba matamda government da kaisu mangde tongsu tongde mangsu mangde haiba nei hai se. How I'm going to say why I'm saying that after giving salary government does not need to change in asset. Puspa hero Puspa Khangre yare matamam ki pami ai har gi mo mun taw what is this salary that you are getting nang na phang noi employee ni hai nei khoi nei assume taw gi ni ko nang na phangi ba salary se kari no I mean how you are getting it nang kar mai na salary se phangi no tha ho badagi na tha aho bagi date 1 dagi na government gi office salary thabak mayam ma tawrani ko ka sa doi ko ni thabak you will be doing lots of activities lots of service provide tawni ne aduna government aina thagi aruibada nangonda salary haiduna pirise atai nate. It is actually the payment of the services that you provided to me. Nang na ingonda chahi lorakum matam tha lorakum matam da service mayam ma pigre service mayam dugi value do madubuni aina salary haina nangonda aina pirise. That is why aina lupa let's say that 10,000 rupees no the pi hai khala se actually 10,000 ki salary ji kan laite 10,000 rupees aina no the pi hiba matam da ingon da mangjade mangju se kari no maram di enough services have already been provided to me by you nang na tha sida numit kunthra or 30 or 31 days this da you have provided enough service to me to get that 10,000 rupees branding khangi ko mothrowa did you get it thongba aina is branding khangi ko aduna yes or no aduna salary pi hiba matam da government da asset change kai da laite to godabu now let's go to the receipt government na phangba paisa okay government da ki chat khiba paisa na taba government na phangak paisa hai ba phangba paisa je every now and then da do phangba so term da paisa phangba hai ba phangni ba paisa sina government ni kai suk thoidong na kai heba amang ba kasuk leitaba asset change kasuk leitaba at the same time liability su leitaba liability su kemta leitaba madu do karam ba change no I mean karam ba receipt no obviously you always tend to say this but this time masi igino sigi receipt su ko na lakani si su lakini but okay yesu kasuk kai de but one of the example of revenue receipt is obviously tax. Tax is one example of revenue receipt. Revenue receipt ke example of oi. Government tax collect over have said. It happens every second, every minute, every day. You have already covered it. So for you, you are very lucky that you know a little bit about this tax. But common people ama da nang na chatla kan hango ko ina khun ba nat ba lairaba haibiya de keno ina khun ba nat ba paisa thoyong na yamna thok ta ba farmer am da chalo tamo kaka nang tax pibra government da tax pibra hain hango obviously the first thing that they will say is that no they don't pay tax harakane but because they don't know it khang da begini every person living in this country nang jungle da laigera maton da laigera everyone living in the country we all of us pay tax da me am da laite habidi in another word you cannot avoid paying tax to ki nam thok pusungam ngam aduna this tax habise this will be classified again into two but revenue receipt itself will be classified into two ani thona khaidor ka doini but I will go step by step let me go from the left side narang left side ki hobani ngasi left side yam hoge narang ani igno matamda sing revenue receipt sa sorry capital receipt sa iginu ai ko ne explain to ge haidana haidana like even capital receipt sa this capital receipt is classified into two ani thona khaido it one is known as actually message yamna changi this quickly makhara torokadu you say if you understand it thoroughly then you will understand the significance of the fiscal deficit is adu ki matik significant oi India da budget mayam ma lay we will discuss about this budget deficit ki matang ne koi study to bani out of the different deficit ki manung da fiscal deficit is extremely yamna dangerous oi yamna important oi ba deficit ni to control the deficit we have separate constitution the rule in a same galay constitution the act am same galay aduna if you want to understand thoroughly about that fiscal deficit you should understand this capital receipt check khang do yate capital receipt check this is again classified into two ani thona khaidoi the first one is known as they are creating hairagana ai capital CR hane irage so the first one is known as they are creating capital receipt they have is manipuri da kano hai chap chap ma exact meaning che leitra haibadi paisa puthaba haiba tare ko chendon manipuri da hairagadi I don't know how to explain this but I suppose you know the meaning of that another one is known as non-debt creating capital receipt haiba ama so basically our capital receipt is classified into two ani thona khaido first one is known as debt creating capital receipt hairiba phangai ba paisa sina maram morakanda future da ekoi gi government da debt create togadaba means financial obligation ama create togadaba madu ekoi na debt creating ko on the other hand there are also some types of capital receipts are there capital receipt kharasudai hairiba after receiving that money government will not have any financial obligation laitaba kainu su lai Adu iba taragadi, what are these things? Hai basi kari no hai si yek. Obviously, the example that we discuss here in the capital receipt taugiba loan hai bado. For example, the government of India, if we take loan from the World Bank to kari gumba loan lauraba. Hai riba loan do that comes under the capital receipt. To be specific, they are creating capital receipt life. Debt creating habadi financial obligation laiba habani. Actually, nang aimodagi paisa puba Manipuri da puba haibu wahai jisijinare borrow to haibu se. Actually, when you borrow, generally we borrow money under the condition that I will be paying it back. I soidana masi soidana pay back to ke haibu condition makada punari. Aduna similarly, if government of India borrow money from World Bank, it is under the condition that I will be paying it back to you. Now, on the paisa singani haibu obligation makadne. That is called debt creating capital receipt. Okay. Now, loan gumba chi yara, obviously, non-debt creating capital receipts in a karino. There are some capital receipts are there which do not necessarily leads to financial obligation. Long term the phangba paisa su oi, government ki asset ta change su tawbi ai, liability label su ai, tawbu dabu. Financial obligation ama debt created tawdaba khoi gi capital receipt kharam lay. What are those? Madu kari oi gadu. Adum ai dum hierarchy list mun nei mo. There are some receipts are there which are capital receipts but do not lead to creation of debt. Debt created tawdaba. Here is the example. Karigumba, let's say that donation to re haina khalasine hujikan budi money India ne. Yes, you are in class, so you may not know about this, but currently earlier around 10-20 years ago, government of India was receiving lots of donation from other countries. India se khara phibam phatringai matamda atopa countries sing na donation yam torami. Either it may be in the form in the church su tawi. The Catholic Church na India ki church na mayam donation tawi hujika ni madu yam kan yeng sale government of India na. And government atopa country khara na financial ekoi the natural disaster to end khalo India da. They used to give lots of donation to be. High donation ja. Let's say that material donation do which the not the paisa donation khalasi. If USA government, because they are very rich country, if USA government give financial donation to India money, akoi India government da financial money oina financial donation je period. High donation do. Yes, it's a kind of a capital receipt. Capital receipt ne harje karigino because that is a long term. Every year khudingi donation pirakatabanate. No. That's once in a year. Amuktam kanuta pangba poni. Point number 2 is that high change in asset like all these conditions will be fulfilled. But there will be difference between loan and donation. Donation it does not mean that they have to pay it back compulsorily. Sumsoi soidna compulsory oidna paisa amukhana pay back torkani haiba leiteba kasu. It doesn't mean that. Hoi. As a kind of a khoi kenogi type to khoi wa khangbai ba tare. So if USA na namon the pirak pataragadi USA na wa ba matamda India na mateng pang ba yai. But it does not mean that we have to pay back the exact amount compulsorily after receiving that donation. Donation do phanga matung da smaina to gadaba ni haiba kaisu specific hard and tight rule kaisu leite. Adana donation comes under the capital receipt. To be specific, non-debt creating capital receipt. Now I will be turning to you, Sophia. Are you there, Sophia? Sophia, masigi revenue expenditure se masigi example hai. Sophia na ki camera se on tori hai. Revenue expenditure ki atopa example am piro. Salary se na tab. Salary na tab atopa amaga piro. Salary ka managa. Kedor khandragadi hayo amade ekta hangalore. Haro kari haba nang ito network na natin how. Grant given to state government. Aikoi ki grant se central government na state government ta grant ka pi paisa sentham khara help towi the same way atop foreign country na India da mateng pangba adum haina India government na Manipur government da state government da mateng pangi financial help towi grant ko papi that also comes under the revenue expenditure. So if I quickly class 12 this the effective revenue deficit haibasa quickly syllabus the yaude nang huji high riba grants given to the state government haibado madu do hayeng graduation level the kana rakaduni kaiguna matamda there is one specific type of deficit called effective revenue deficit haibana lay. Yes, it's not our syllabus madu do khangjalo hayeng kono aduna it may be grants given by the state central government to the state government of OBI. It may be like expenditure incurred on the let me give you an example. School if it is your government school, if your school is a government school, to run that government school, electricity bill is needed. Say examination we need lots of paper to buy the paper, we need lots of money. All these things also comes under the revenue expenditure. Okay. You don't need to buy her all these things. Revenue expenditure these are expenditure incurred on day-to-day running of the government. Revenue expenditure are those expenditure which are incurred in the day-to-day maintenance of the governance. Government mana different magi lady institution singje run tawna bo gona matamda changiba paisa singje masi revenue expenditure oigene KV ma lay han khalase okay mothrower ki di private school ware KV ma lay han khalase KV habase government ki school ne high government ki school che run tawna hona matamda magi employees sing di salary pi da yaroi aduga say electricity bill pi da yaroi paper lay nanaba paisa ting da yaroi lots of extra kanu mayam like salary is very small yamna pick really salary have aduna it may be school OBI, it may be army OBI, or it may be the judicial system, lots of things. Government to day to day the run tawna honam tam sangi paisa so that comes under the revenue expenditure nakani. Fine. Look here, I directly hektan aa gaya maida hum vida revenue receipt check. This revenue receipt is broadly again classified into two. Adi thongna amu khaidoi. First one is known as tax haiba mane. Next one is known as non-tax haiba amane. So we have tax and non-tax under the revenue receipt. Revenue receipt ki makhada tax haiba maga non-tax haiba maga like. Obviously, what do you mean by tax? Madhumadi ekoi mamang dasu example kanu to krumni khange. Non-tax se karino haiba targadi. These are the receipts of the government. To be specific, these are the revenue receipt of the government, but they are not tax. Tax is not the revenue receipt. Moreover, revenue receipt of the government. When we say revenue receipt, remember these three conditions. Okay, these are the revenue receipt, but these are not tax. Tax is not the. Moreover, example of the bureau. Are you there? Okay, tell me that. Tax na tabako revenue receipt amata example piro. Yes, interest OBI. It may be the fees and fines OBI. For example, traffic key fines. If you don't wear the helmet, if your papers are not complete, etc., etc. So once traffic that comes under the that is expenditure for you, but there is a receipt for the government. That is revenue receipt, to be specific, non-tax revenue receipt. Aduna, it may be interest earned. Government na karigumba interest earned over URBI. Okay, generally government of India interest earned over government security na tana togde atopadi paisa kanu togunga tani. Anyway, interest earned URBI not regular. It may be fees or fine URBI. Not regular. It may be stamp paper. The duty applied on stamp paper. Stamp paper to pusiga mudi noi ki generation je. I don't know. Noi ki generation the stamp hisi kari noi khangam do mandre. Around some years ago, noi ki WhatsApp kari kara se like ngai matam da. We used to send letters. Letters send yam toro me letter yam thara me post office se laga. Letter to thana nu stamp paper hai na stamp macha macha kenu toro me lupa manga pi ba tara pi ba. Madu da chat liba paisa je. Stamp da stamp dagi government na collect toriba paisa se masi koina revenue receipt ne aduna it may be stamp paper, legal paper, etc. Again, look here. Under this tax again, tax in makhada amog, we classify tax into two again. Ani thong na mukhai do it. First one is known as direct tax haiba ama, and another, the second one is known as indirect tax haiba ama. Okay. So for this example, we can but look hani yengo. Aduna masai aina haji do revenue receipt ki makhada masai iginu aina ina haibu ko hujiki ibe yare fulo no copy toro yare. Revenue receipt ki makhada the first classification is tax haiba amaga non-tax haiba amaga. This is the first classification under the revenue receipt. Non-tax ki atopa types later, but tax study we have again two subtypes. There is direct tax haiba amaga, indirect tax haiba amaga ani amulay. Okay. Masa aina hobo matamda farmer amada nang na tamo kaka babung nang tax pibra haiba matamda ma most likely he will say that no, I don't pay tax. Higher chance am wangi. So what about reality that you every person living in the country pay tax. Tax loy namak pi. Pi riba tax to madu indirect tax oigini. Whenever you consume a water bottle, nang na dukan dagi pot ama bulay raba. Either water bottle oigera, chini oigera, asapot oigera, anything you buy from the kano dagi head pot ama bulay raba ko market dagi. You are paying indirect tax. Petrol liter amada you are paying about 30 rupees. Imagine that. Every liter of petrol that you put in your vehicle, your bikes or scooter, you are paying about 30 rupees to the government directly. That is called indirect tax. Example not so much explanation is needed for your direct tax ki example it is income tax. Salary no gi baba hoi salary oi bata ragadi income tax to soidna pirogani income tax come under the direct tax. Indirect tax team aduk ki mati yam dre but ai khoi gi syllabus to chan am tang hairake, that is goods and services tax GST haibase. This is indirect tax. Indirect tax makhal amani aduna taba mayam am laigare akoi hujikandi different indirect taxation no pulap punchal kanda GST haina maming thole mamang ai dadi lots of sales indirect tax entertainment tax kaina yamna makhan yam leram gare adu hujikti GST haina punchal. So this is the accounts of the budget. You can imagine any kind of financial transaction of the government ke financial transaction amma hekta nishingo that will be included in one of these amma natrag amma da koi for us kharabi yam sange koi na tawisi ko yam makhan yam lai hai. You will definitely able to include any of the financial transaction that comes to your mind with respect to government in this accounts of the budget. Accounts of the budget is the sum include to yagani aduna practice ti no yum da chalaga tawjaro karam tawruidino. Don't forget this conditions once whether economic statement will be capital or revenue. Did you get it, all of you? Practice ti tong tabi yabe ko haibadi aina example pi se khoi example manga tra pi le du koi bi yaba khong nate aduna amani pi bani lots of other examples are there. Examples sing do haiphet kaino dasu thiu noi like dasu yemu or like that yengra su wakhan da lakado condition sing ni sing kan condition da apply to solu aduga dum yara do ni. Is there any of anyone? Brenin, Puspa, Sophia, hurry up. Yani Sophia yarabra problem le dehero phalo nom tahero adu hare aduna here comes the end of the koi accounts of the budget se masi sini exam de am to in hangbani aduga maru oina masigi capital receipt ki makada debt creating the non debt creating the se masi se yamunna nichingo. This will be handy. It will be used again. It will be repeated again when we come to the fiscal deficit. Types of deficit again, revenue receipt. Again, it will be there in our revenue deficit. Fiscal deficit importance revenue deficit. But anyway, this is the end of the explanation of the accounts of the budget.